Hey, my name's Cameron Warchuck. I am a long snapper at the University of Colorado, and I play on the football team here. Growing up, I've had a lot of different mentors in my career, whether it be my previous position at center or my current position at long snapping. My previous position at center, there's been a lot of coaches that helped me get to this point and be able to realize that, hey, this is something that you're good at, and you should be able to really take under that wing and go forward with it, whether it was body composition to weightlifting in the weight room, or being able to get that exposure, along with Rubio. He is a long snapping coach that has helped me out, be able to get to where I'm at here at Colorado. Some of the advantages that I had when I was training, I went to a high school that was blessed enough to have a very high level weight room. So we had the racks that we have actually at the University of Colorado. So a lot of our stuff that we have in house here, we also had at my high school. So I was able to train with the top tier quality of equipment to be able to help me get stronger in the weight room, faster on the field. Also, just kind of putting in the extra work by yourself. Like, I know it makes sense that there's other people out there that are working just as much as you are, but you always have to be understanding, hey, like, I'm putting in the time and I'm putting in the effort to make sure that I'm going to be putting in a little bit more time than that other person. So my recruitment was a little bit different. I would be able to talk with colleges mainly over Twitter, until they either gave me their phone number or I got a phone number from my coach saying, hey, the school contacted me and wants to talk to you. And that was the way that we continued with the communication. So a lot of it was being able to do my routine and snapping at parks at my high school, any field that I could honestly get, having my dad catch, my brother catch, or even if I was lucky enough to have a punter come out and be able to work with me, we were able to make different things work and have film on both sides of the production, whether it be my snaps and for his kicks, or vice versa. And when we sent it out, we were kind of double dipping and sending it out to the college coaches and showing both of us at the same time. So transitioning from being in high school and taking a role as a center, and also long snapping at the same time, going to college and only long snapping was kind of a shift for me because I went from being on the field about 60, 70 plays a game between long snapping and being a center versus now I'm only on the field. My max game I think was like 14 to 16 snaps. So it's very minimal of the time that I'm actually on the field and playing, compared to when I was in high school and playing a different position. So that was a transition in itself to be able to get used to understanding and how to mentally go through the game and be able to understand, like, hey, this is what you need to do to prepare and be able to stay locked into the whole course of the game. Besides that fact, there's a lot of other things that you have to understand of, hey, your job is just as important as it is as a wide receiver that's catching the touchdown or anything like that, because you're still putting up points on the board, or you're playing defense, by pinning them inside the 20-yard line or the 5-yard line, whatever you can on punt, because that's the way that you're going to be able to help them out. So doing your job right is the way that I would say is the best thing as a long snapper. Is you got to just be perfect and you have to minimize your errors. The whole point of being a specialist is you're only going to get so many opportunities. Taking those opportunities and making it okay over the course of the season, you only screw up once, and that's basically minimalizing anything that you can do, because we don't have 60, 70 plays over a course of a game to be able to make up for that one play that we miss. Like, it's, you got to do it now, and it all starts in practice and all starts doing those little things right on your own when everybody's not watching, because as a specialist, you only have so many opportunities. One thing that I noticed that helped me get a little bit further in my career, and just put that little step up above anybody else that was there, is I focus on the details. So I wasn't necessarily always the biggest or the fastest, but I knew what I could do good, and I knew what I was the best at, and I really dove into those factors, whether it be footwork or whether it be the smallest details of hand placement. And that still transitions to my position today of being a specialist. I'm very pinpoint on whatever I do, because releasing the ball here versus here on my snap is a matter of a foot back when the punter catches it or when the holder is catching it for the field goal. So being pinpoint accurate with anything that I'm doing and anything that I have um, going on in my snapping routine and my blocking routine, I really break it down into different parts and then understand, hey, this is what I'm good at. This is what I need to keep focusing on, and understand this is the areas that I'm not so good at, and really dive into those areas of my skill set, to be able to focus on and make those better, so that way other people can exploit them. A piece of advice I would want to give myself, or any younger athlete for that case, is I know there's going to be certain times in your athletic career that are going to be tempting to be able to go a different route or go different ways or anything like that. But stick with it. It's going to be able to pay off. Doesn't matter if you make it to Division 1, Division 2, NINA, any level. To be able to continue and play in college is a blessing, and it's something that I've loved every single moment of it. I know there's going to be times that get hard, and it starts to question, why are you doing this? But at the end of the day, there's always a reason why, and that's the reason why you're still in this sport. So just keep going. You got this. But yeah, just trust yourself. I would say to all the younger athletes out there, I know that there's always this hype around D1, and there's always this hype to be able to be at the highest level, but don't ever put yourself down. Don't ever put yourself beside someone else. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Compare yourself to you and only you. Because at the end of the day, the biggest competition is the one that you look in the mirror, and the person that you have to compete against every day is yourself. So as long as you're competing against yourself and getting better 1% every single day, there's nothing you can hang your head about and be able to do that. But as long as you're competing against yourself and you feel like you're moving up in your process and everything, you'll get your shot. So just keep your head high and keep working.